think I put a filter because my face is like, okay, and I have black hair, well, whatever.
Oh, girl, you look fabulous.
Well, thank you very much for coming, Christy. I'm so happy to having you here. First of all, I don't know if you can share with us a little bit more. Who are you? What is your company about? And of course, the tips that you're going to share with us.
Of course, of course. So, hi everyone. My name is Christy Clark. I'm the owner of Copper Creative, and I focus on custom wedding invitation suites and graphic design. So, copper for the hair because it's red. You know, Copper Creative. So, that's me. That's what I do, and it's what I love to do. I love to help couples. You know, they may have seen something or have like this crazy idea. I can basically make it come to life. So, and I'm so happy that Mir asked me to be here because I love sharing all things about stationery. So, so yeah, I've got 5 tips and probably a lot more than that, but we can narrow it down to 5 and go.
I know. I just saw it. Yeah, because I was talking with one of the brides and she told me like, the first things that you always think about, it's like the gown, the place, the photographer, things like that. And then when you want to share the save the dates or the invitation, you are like struggling, like, oh, and where do I supposed to share that? Or where is the place? How I find someone? So I am pretty sure this is going to be helpful for many, many people. And I am happy to having you here. So we're going to start. And guys, if you have some questions, you just send it here. I'm going to try to keep my eyes here on the comments.
Perfect.
Sure. Okay. So you want to start with the first one?
Yeah, and first of all, can I just say I love your earrings before we start?
Well, actually, if you see here, we have one that says Curiosity Accessories that is waving behind your name. Actually, I think if you can see it, she is the one that the creative of these designs.
Well, she's awesome. So
I know. So follow her. She's amazing, and she lives here in Orlando. So I'm pretty sure she will send you some.
Oh, perfect. I don't mind buying them. So
thanks.
All right. So 5 tips for wedding invitations. So I think the first place, like you said, I've been planning my own wedding. I was like, ooh, the dress, ooh, the photographer, like, ooh, the venue, like all these things. But then you're like, wait, how do I announce? Like, where do I go? There's plenty of different places you can go. But I think the first thing that you really need to do is to establish your guest list. So this is going to help you know how many invitations you need to send out. And just because you have 120 guests doesn't mean you need 120 invitations, because a lot of those people are going to be couples, couples, families, things like that. So one really great tip you can take is to use a Google Sheet and track in columns like who the person is, who their spouse is, if they have any plus ones, however you want to name it, but definitely have an address list and an email address column. So that way you can reference it forever. I still go back to my wedding guest list, to see like, oh, what's that aunt and uncle's address? If I need to send out like we moved or baby invitations or whatever the heck it is. So your Google Sheet is going to be your best friend because you can always share it with your maid of honor who can help you, put things together for you, or your mom or your future mother-in-law or whoever the heck wants to help you, because you need to take the help when you can get it. So when you're planning a wedding, right?
Yes, please.
So that's my first tip. So do you think I should just go on to the next one?
Yeah, I was thinking that you said something that I'm really interested about, the addresses and email addresses, if possible. This is really, really nice, because I was thinking, what happened when you have like overseas family, or they live far away and you're not sure that the invitation is going to be there on time, things like that. So that having the email address sounds terrific.
Yeah, and there's a lot of great free platforms out there. Like there's one called paperlesspost.com that allows you to send invitations, and they have a free version and a paid version, but you can email like an actual invitation overseas if you needed to. So, oh, my friend Jontel is on. Hi, Jontel.
Hi, Jontel. Thanks for watching.
Thank you. So yeah, that's a great thing to point out, because, everyone has family everywhere, and we had family in Marrakesh, but they couldn't make it. But, people are everywhere. So that's
Yes.
a really good point to point out. So there's definitely some hacks and tips in there. So paperless posts is going to be your best friend if you want to go that route. And also it's good if you're, you know, need to save some money, if you're a budget friendly bride, which is totally fine. I was there. Hey. You can always ask for people to reply to you via email. So, so that way you can also garner their email addresses that way. But, you know, either way, anyway, but email address, actual address, and then any other details you want to put in this Google Sheet, because it's a living document. You don't have to have Excel and save it to your computer and email it here or there. You know, it's really easy if you sent it to your stationer or whatever, or whoever, you know, if it was an online person too, you can always, send that over to them, so that way they have the file to do a data merge on your envelopes, so you don't have to write all your addresses out. So
yes, yeah, no, those are very good tips, and it's the first one, guys, so stay here, we have more.
So
okay, let's go with the second one. The second one is actually a very good one too.
yes. So second one is like, when the heck do you send them out, you know, like so is there a method to the madness? And per etiquette, yes, for the most part. Now, you don't have to follow everything to a T, but if you want to give your guests ample time to plan and prepare, and you want them to be there, that's why you're inviting them, you definitely want save the dates to go out 6 to 9 months prior. So if you want to have an engagement shoot and use those photos, so say Mir takes your photos, you want to make sure that you have them, you know, 6 to 9 months out, so that way you can include them in your save the date. Like traditionally, you would want to put your picture in there so they see your face, and so you can show off those beautiful pictures you had taken. So, so that's the first one. And it also depends on if you're having like what they call a destination wedding or a local wedding. So if most of your guest list is local, then you can do that 6 month mark, you know. But if it's a destination and people may have to plan a little more, say you live in Florida, but you're getting married in Washington State, or you live in Florida and you're getting married in Italy, you know, you definitely want to give people time to plan. So that's the 6 to 9 months. Yes. So yeah, so that's
this is very
and then you're actually
important.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mir.
No, sorry. I was reading here. Yeah, because you know.
Oh, it's all good.
I have a lot of weddings that those are destination weddings, and actually they come, you know, they go for other states or even for other countries. And sometimes they plan they're gonna have here like 20 people, it's just them, or just 3 more people, and I feel sometimes bad, you know. Sometimes they are like, yeah, I guess I didn't tell them like with enough time to save the money to, you know, for the flight or for to spend the time. If you come overseas or vice versa, if you go overseas, you want to spend more time, right? And it's kind of
yes, exactly. You want to make a vacation out of it. I think it's a little delayed, but that's okay. So I'm just going to go on to the next one. So part 2, tip number 2. So after you send the save the date out, your wedding invitations, you want to send out 3 to 6 months after, well, 3 to 6 months prior to your wedding, obviously not after, prior to the wedding. And one thing to really note is to either get with your wedding planner.
So you continue. Sorry, I interrupt you. Yeah, sorry.
I think it's so delayed right now, man. Okay, so one thing you're definitely going to want to do is check with your caterer or the venue or your wedding planner, so that way you can figure out when you actually need your RSVPs back. So if your venue needs 30 days or 2 weeks or 60 days, which is crazy, but you know, it could happen. Yeah, so just definitely make sure. Yep. Oh, sorry. So yeah, so 3 to 6 months prior to the wedding is when you want to send out the invitations. And obviously that also depends on, you know, destination wedding versus more local. So that 3-month mark is good for a local wedding, but you definitely want to give someone 5 to 6 months, most likely, for a destination, just so that way they have enough time to reply to you and you can go from there. That's okay. We're going to keep after it. So the next tip I have is invitation wording. So I know that can be a little overwhelming because you're like, well, shouldn't it just say like our names and go from there? But I say etiquette schmetiquette sometimes, but if you want to be super formal and go by the book, I have an entire 2-page PDF that you can use and take the words from there and put it right into your invitation. So whether your parents are separated or maybe you're fronting the wedding, so it's just be like, join us for our wedding, instead of like Sandra and Jeffrey Green invite you to the wedding of, et cetera, et cetera. So so that's just something that I get a lot of questions on, is like, well, how do I word it? Way everyone can get a hold of it. So, yay.
Yay!
Oh, I think we're back to speed now.
Yeah! I think so too. I was like, you were getting my comments like,
I know.
Okay, yeah,
Yes,
yeah, we're on track again.
Okay.
Perfect.
So up next, tip number 4 is there's always room for a little fun. So maybe this isn't a tip, but this is more like good to know stuff. So, you know, you have your invitation, you've got your reply card, but you could have some other fun things thrown in there too. One cool trend right now is the envelope liner. So when you open the envelope, it has the theme of your invitations in there. So on this one, you know, I hand watercolor my invitations and digitize them in here, and then I created a design to go on the inside to match the rest of the suite. So that way when people open it up, it just adds a little extra flair. Another thing brides like to do is kind of wrap everything in like almost like a bow, but it's called a belly band. So this goes around goes around the entire invitation suite. So it's kind of just like a really cute way to tie it all together. And it's all paper, so it's easy.
I know.
Thank
I
you.
love those. And is there like a kind of a trend now coming up?
Wait, repeat your question.
Is there kind of like a trend, like something that like you see more often?
Yeah.
Like with that kind of belt or?
Yeah. So the belly band.
Wow.
Yeah. So one thing I also see a lot, well, like a cool feature I see a lot too is a vellum sheet. So I don't know if you can really see it, but it's kind of see-through. So it's a nice like way to just overlay over the invitation to add a fun element. So some people have it where it's tacked and together, or it can be loose. But you know, this has some of the information of the wedding day on it and includes the florals, but this has all the details on it. So it's just like a fun little extra, and I've definitely seen that as a trend. It's for, you know, that more eclectic bride, I would say. And then last but not least is to make sure you order extra invitations. So I don't mean to order like 50 extra, you know.
I love that.
Have like 5 to 10 extra, because your photographer is going to want one to know like your color scheme and to be able to plan out their flat lays, to take gorgeous pictures of all your details. So those really hot Louis Vuittons that you bought, or you know, the bow tie that your husband, well, future husband, is going to wear, you know, things like that all come together. So I see someone's asking, are there more popular colors right now? And so is there certain colors brides prefer over others? Honestly, it just depends on what their theme is. I have done a lot of custom invitation suites recently with that kind of dark Cabernet wine color, like that burgundy, and they like to pair it with either dark romance and the other's a little more light and airy. So I hope that answers the question.
Nice.
And then I do have a lot of brides loving greenery. You know, they want that extra greenery and maybe not so many florals. That's another trend I've been seeing lately. So
yeah.
But yeah, so that's a great question. Thanks, Raising My Tribe for asking. But as I was saying with tip number 5, to order extra invitations, you definitely want to do that. And my dog is currently playing with me.
Yes.
You want to order extra invitations, and it might be for, you know, that random family member you totally forgot about.
We love dogs.
Yes, I have a dog. Come here, buddy. Ooh. Everyone say hi to Tito.
We are pet friendly.
He's so cute. Oh. So there you have it. That's my 5 tips. Is there anything you wanted to ask me, Mir, or anything that you saw anyone else ask?
I was looking here, like more popular colors. You already mentioned that. Is there a color I prefer? I don't know if someone else has any more questions. And thanks, guys. Thanks everyone who has been here. I think it's amazing, and I love the ideas, and I love what you share. And you know, as you said, the greenery, yes, is coming like a lot. I saw it.
Yes.
I don't know, these boho brides now coming, and it's kind of different. Why would I having problems with my connection right now?
Yeah, I don't know either.
I mean, I think if everyone has more questions, you can direct here, Christy, at Cooper Creative, correct?
Yeah, Copper Creative, yeah.
Have some more questions for her, please just ask her. Go to her profile. She has a lot of samples, a lot of pictures, and you can get more ideas with her. She is based, I think you are here in Florida, right?
Yes, I'm in Florida. I'm in Newport Richie.
It's late, my video. Sorry.
Yes, it's late. I'm typing.
Let me see. Oh, Newport Richie. Okay. I mean, but she can. I think you can provide the service with any have a website. Do they have to live close? You can just provide services everywhere.
So I can provide services wherever. You know.
Yeah, I'm kind of late. Let me see if I can do. I'm so bad.
It's okay. So, but I was gonna say I'm local to the Tampa Bay area, but I've done work for brides out in Colorado, in Nebraska, everywhere. So just because you're not right around the corner from me doesn't mean I can't help you. And I'd love to be able to chat with you, and you can ask me any question you have. It doesn't have to even be invitation related. So, you know, ask away. I'd love to help you in any way possible. So thank you so much, Mira, for having me on. You're so awesome. And this is so fun.
I know. Thank you for being here, and guys for watching. Please, I'm gonna try to record maybe this video because I think it's gonna help a lot of brides, a lot of couples, and future brides. And I mean, thank you, Christy, for being here, for your time. And I hope hopefully the connection will be better too.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, well, see you soon. Thank you very much for your tips and for your time.
All right, bye.
Okay, guys, I'm so sorry, so behind my video, but please contact her. She's amazing. She has a lot of stationery, imaginary and things and ideas and designs. So I hope she can help you to get the wedding, the perfect weddings, invitations for you, or any kind of event if you need an invitation. Okay, well, sorry that my connection is so. Hopefully the next time it will be better. Bye bye. Take care.